Oh, you know what? I think we're live now.
We are.
No,
We
but you
are
know what? My mug is holding my pens and pencils.
good. Good.
So I do use it. And I will say that I have the mug and I have my books and my homework is over there somewhere and I
I'll
have
meet you on Wednesday prepared.
yes, but I will say though that this is new, Nick. I have an
What do we have
entire
here?
prize box dedicated to the
Oh,
show now.
good. Good. Okay.
So I started getting so many prizes that I just
Good.
decided to put them in this box. And so, I know that some of our listeners will join us in a few minutes,
Yes.
but I will
Hopefully.
say that I will announce this again later on, but tonight's listener prize is a a pie tattoo, a temporary pie tattoo, and
Okay.
a
Great, great,
temporary unit circle tattoo.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
So I really don't know if people will
I I don't know if
really
I don't know if our listeners are temporary tattoo people. I think they're old enough for real tattoos at this
well,
point.
but you know the unit circle tattoo is really good, Nick, if you are trying to maybe cheat on your trigonometry test.
Great.
And then if
John,
you
I
no,
needed that like 5 years ago.
but
John, you're supposed to be promoting ethical learning.
but
All right, as
what
an
I will say though,
educator, you should not be promoting that.
you know how this all started though. This all started because one of my students actually asked if he could bring a unit circle printout to the the class, like to the test one time, and my response is
That's
always,
bold.
you know what,
It
if
is.
you get it tattooed, then I can't stop you. And so that's how this all started.
If
And
you
now
get
I
it,
just have a whole bunch
If
of,
you get it tattooed on you,
yeah, if you get a tattoo of the unit circle, then I can't tell you can't bring your arm to the test. What am I gonna do? Like, you tell them like you're
oh, so it really happened.
yeah. So I always say, if to my students, if you get a tattoo, you can bring the cheat sheet to the test. So I'm not going to say like go change your shirt or turn your shirt inside out just because you have the unit circle on your shirt.
Great. I should have known that tactic.
I don't know, John. It sounds like you're promoting a lot of
Well,
a
that's
lot
all I can say
of
is
a lot of
that is
hanky panky
my
here.
my real piece of advice is that
So it is. So you are advising people to
yes, I'm
toe the
advising
line.
people to get a tattoo of the unit circle so that they'll never have. And you know what, Nick, that's more environmentally friendly because then people won't be using the paper and cutting down trees to make
So
a printout
true.
of the unit circle.
Yeah, but you don't know what kind of waste that a tattoo shop produces just to do that. I
Well,
don't
there
know
are
if
some
there's an
environmentally
offset.
friendly tattoo
I
shops, Nick.
mean, people should care more about the unit circle, maybe. That's
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
could be the
Yeah.
real challenge here.
that's my thought.
Well, so John,
So,
I think in this case, then we should probably be promoting like a tattoo shop that's nearby a school campus. So
well,
that way everybody
like,
wins here.
but you know what my thought really is, Nick, that if there are some Korean tattoo shops that want to come on the show and be interviewed and talk about the cool tattoos they've done over the years, I would love that.
Where does one find one of those?
Well, I would say that, you know what, maybe I'll need to open that up next to the soju shop I'm planning to open.
well, I think they had an expo type of thing in New York actually with tattoo artists.
Oh
from
yeah, in a
Korea,
big area like
and
that, that makes
temporarily.
sense. I don't know about out here by John and me though.
Well, in Koreatown in New York, I know that there
Yeah,
is a tattoo shop that I walked by, but I really wasn't there for that a couple of weekends ago. I mean, I was there for the soju and maybe for the barbecue and just for a nice weekend.
Good.
But
I'm glad you guys had a good weekend.
you
It's-
know, like
sounds like you did.
I will say
I
that
miss John. I missed John.
yes, but but
I
it
was
won't
wondering
be
if you saw me.
the last time I'm coming back to the city. But
You will be
you
back,
know,
folks.
yes, but I will say though that is really true that I will be back because it is National Chocolate Milk Day. And while the opening credits play, I'm going to go and get my bottle of chocolate milk because I left it in
Okay.
the refrigerator because I wanted it nice and cool for easy drinking. And so I will say that I really think our graphics department did a great job of the opening credits.
They haven't been slacking off because I know they've been taking some
Well,
hiatus
no,
time lately.
they took off last week for Chuseok, but I think that
Okay. All right.
they are back better than ever, Nick.
Well, they were off for Labor Day too, John. So that's 2 times already
Well,
this month.
You know what? That's okay.
All right. I'm just
But I think
putting it
that
out there.
they did a great job this week. So here we go.
Welcome to Funny is part of my name. Math and Korean culture, with a side of humor. For information about our podcast, please visit www.johnoaks.com.
엔드나우디어 아이오 호스트 프로페서 송찬 앤드닉 하하하.
John, this is really drawn out.
Well, that's
That
all.
was very
Enjoying the music, Nick.
it was very, what's the word? Very deliberate, that pouring of the milk on screen.
Oh yes, but
Are you going to do a demonstration on live with your own milk into a
oh,
glass?
absolutely not.
Why?
Well, I don't think that I could make it last that long because
John, I think you should put a shot of strawberry soju into the chocolate milk.
see
And that would be like a chocolate covered
that's what Matt
strawberry
said
cocktail.
too. That's what Matt said, but I went for the yogurt soju
The yogurt.
because it
Yogurt.
feels like it's more in
That's
the-
like the Korean Japanese version, like yogurt, but like it's not actual yogurt. But you
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
so. But
I'm not convinced that one's that good, John.
Well, I mean, I like it.
All right, can you save some and I'll try it on Saturday?
Well, there's another bottle.
Are
So
you
if I
in
can try
Michigan too, Nick?
Yes,
Pardon?
there's a soju party this Saturday.
Yeah. John, so I can try some on Saturday?
Yes.
Can we get Chicken Shack on Saturday also?
Well, that was not in the plans.
Oh,
but
did you?
Ange- But I didn't even think about dinner on Saturday yet because on Saturday afternoon I'm going to a haunted cemetery tour.
Oh, okay. Well,
Does
well,
this, like amazing
but-
stuff all the time.
But
he
before
does.
we get
He
to
does it all.
celebrating National Chocolate Milk Day, our guest tonight is Un from. Well, Un, why don't you tell the listeners about yourself and about the
Better you do it than John.
Yeah,
John
and the-
would not do it
and
do
the-
you justice.
Korean language courses for the adoptees, and then convince Nick that he should take classes because Nick, your Korean is not so good right now.
I didn't say it is. It's not.
Well,
I
I'm
made
just
no
very
stating-
claims.
I'm just stating a fact.
Should I
You're
go?
right. I'm
Oh, yes,
acknowledging that.
yes.
Guys. So yes, thank you for inviting me to the show. I am NO from Korean Culture Center of New York City. We are currently located online, but we are normally on site in New York City. Right now, as John just briefly said, we are offering classes for Korean adoptees, specifically cultivating different adoptee spaces and talking about different issues that comes across your mind, and sprinkled with Korean learning. Well, I don't know if that's the reverse, but we're trying. And the classes are also open for non-adoptees as well.
So I will say that my experience has been quite positive, and I have completed, I think, almost 6 courses now, and I feel more confident in like the fact that I can read and speak and form basic sentences. And I still know, I know that one thing that stuck in my mind about the classes I've had is that you said, if you can't get something after 2 years, then maybe you should like consider trying a different languages. So
Yeah.
John, how long have you been doing this now?
well, not 2 years by any means. So that's why I feel
Okay.
like I am just right down the middle of the road and right on track to just have an epiphany of sorts at some point.
And you're indeed correct. And I think you are not at the 2 years mark. And we always say, I mean, this goes for non-adoptee population and adoptee population altogether, but you should give it at least 2 years to decide for yourself if it's for you or not for you. And it's been a pleasure having you in our classes. And I think we met some good friends. I mean,
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, it's students,
Yes.
but
And I will say that I actually I have no idea what just happened to me on the screen, but
Oh boy.
well, no,
Nothing changed. I mean, it
Well,
looks
yeah, but
unimpeded.
you look fine.
it's the graphics department like causing chaos on the back end tonight. I'm telling you,
They've really been falling short. I think you may need to hire a new staff for that.
well, you know what? I did say that there would be some surprises tonight. So
I don't know if you told me there was going to be any surprises tonight.
well, there will be,
Oh, okay.
but
I guess you just did tell
yeah,
me now.
I will say to any adoptees listening or who are watching this later on, like I know how hard it is to learn Korean and how hard it might be to get started, but it's very, very comfortable to learn in an adoptee only setting. And so I think that is also
I think that's a
also
big.
why I feel like I have been able to make some good friends like Megan and actually I don't know if you've seen this. I'll show Megan's painting again this week because I actually loved it so much. So
Megan?
yeah, so Megan painted
Ah,
with me
yes.
this painting, and
Sorry for the audio.
yeah, and I think that this is it's still like the most wonderful thing that I've seen. I must admit that. So
It's
yeah,
much better than
Megan-
your paintings you made for me, John.
well,
Well, I had some great students in my classes, and actually, I don't know if it's clear. I'm not only a Korean American as much as you guys are, but also share some of the part of the adoptee population experience myself. So that's, I think, something that's been, I don't know, John. I mean, I don't know if that part of me does help you feel a little more comfortable. However, I have to say I learned a lot from the adopted population as well, and I myself feel home.
Oh, yes, and I absolutely agree that I like that that it does help that because I I can think about my past like experiences trying to take Korean classes and as sympathetic to my situation as the teachers were, I feel like the like and this is all a cultural thing that native Koreans sort of like there's a stigma against or surrounding adoption, and every time I've told somebody I'm adopted, like they really shy away from even addressing the situation, and really I think in my experience have just more or less like it's not even I feel like it's a there's a Korean word to describe the what happens and what they're feeling toward me as an adoptee or toward adoptees in general that can't be expressed in English even.
There's this whole like emotional baggage that like even the third party kind of, we learn to be sympathetic toward each other, and sometimes that crosses borders, and
Yes.
I think that's kind of uncomfortable. I mean, it's hard for me to say I share your experiences completely as transnational or transracial adoptees because I was handed off to my own mother sister. Well, speaking of which, tonight is a great night to talk about this because I got contacted by my bio parents in what 6 years. They just texted me, nothing happened. And it's been quite stressful weekend. However, yes, however, I try my best to not step on your toes as much, but also I do want to open up to all my students, especially the adoptee population, that I like understand like this much of how it feels to be rejected by your own or feeling rejected. And while like reclaiming the culture, it might pull you in a lot of emotional turmoils. And I don't mean to press that on you through classes, and actually seeing all Korean faces and, in the struggle together kind of helps. I think so. I mean, I have lived some parts of your life, believe it or
Oh
not.
yes, yep, and I think that that is actually a a a thing that like it's just a feeling that like every adoptee that I've met, I felt some sort of connection with, and it's been easy to talk to everyone I've met, and it's just been like phenomenal, like the whole experience that I've had, not just in language classes, but in just adoptee spaces in general.
Yeah.
I think that's really good though that you create that safe feeling environment for the students, because I know that adoptees have, not all but a lot, have sort of this weird muted shame in like not being able to know the language and the customs all the time, and it can be really intimidating if you're in a group full of more native people or non-adoptees, that you feel obligated obligated to learn because you're like behind, because you automatically started with sort of a deficit. And I think the fact that you share that little bit about yourself helps to further disarm the students a little bit, in that they're not going into it fearful. Because I mean, you think about different environments during our schooling, when you go into a class or into a test or into an assignment afraid and very defensive, like it never goes real well. And I think you doing that helps to lift that defensiveness that a lot of students, I know I would go in with it. I mean, I would go into it regardless because just, you know, the pressure to want to do well and succeed. But certainly if I was with non-adoptees, that would just compound on the pressure to want to perform and do well and sort of prove myself within that environment. But having the adoptees in their own designated group, and then you as the instructor kind of spilling some of your own story that relates, I think creates an environment where students feel this certain protection to be vulnerable, and to the fact that, you know, they don't, you know, you have new students to something that's a new topic. They're not going to feel comfortable. I mean, I remember trying to learn French back in high school. I didn't feel comfortable ever because I didn't know anything, and I was trying to do well in the class. So I think what you're doing uniquely for your classes is a really, really great approach.
And actually, to that point, I think the adoptee only program came with, you know, years of experience. I've been actually with this organization, a nonprofit, for 6 years, and I often dealt with like adoptees one-on-one rather than like a whole large group mix, because they often came to me and said, I'm afraid, just like what you have mentioned just now, Nick, that they feel really obligated, all these emotional baggage, I don't know how to process it, was the usual response that I had when I sat them inside of like a mixture demo group of like non-adoptees learning for K-pop, learning for dramas. And it came to me throughout COVID, one of the blessings of having to have like online experience was I didn't really realize how many adoptees were outside of the state who wanted to take Korean potentially. So it came to me that this is the great time, although midst of a lot of tragedy and a lot of, you know, sickness in the population, right, in general in the world. I think for us it was a great time for us to open up this particular section so that everyone can gather.
Oh,
No,
yes.
that's really great. I think that was a perfect thing.
Yes,
to
that
offer.
was
You do it
perfect.
So
And so
virtually.
I will say this. So to the listeners, like, get your
John,
get
you
your-
really should say viewers as opposed to listeners,
well,
because
I
most
mean, some
people
people are just
watching.
listening right now.
But don't discredit the audio
The
visual
viewers.
interface here.
Well, that's okay, Nick. And so what
All
I
right,
will say
if you
is,
say so.
whatever you do, if you are watching on your phone, then this might not be a good night for that, but that's okay, because
Why
you'll
not,
be able to
John?
get this information later. But get your
That's why
phones
it's
out.
recorded.
Yep, get your phones out and get ready to point your QR scanner at your screen, because
Oh, you have a QR code coming?
oh yeah, we have a QR code coming.
Oh,
You didn't
yes.
tell me about this.
You didn't tell me
Professor.
either.
Yeah, so we have a QR code coming right now.
The production crew has a mind of its own.
Yeah, it really does. So here it is. Here is our announcement.
Oh, there it is.
Our new Kakao Talk chat group for
Yes.
fans of the show. So get out your phones, point it at the QR code, join our chat, and talk with us about everything that
Right,
is
John,
on the
I
show.
better do this
Yes,
now
yes.
myself.
Do it
I
yourself
should do
right now,
that
Nick.
myself. Actually,
Yeah,
let me
everyone-
do
Wait,
that.
hang on, John.
Everyone,
Hold
get
on.
out your phone, get out your QR scanners,
Dang.
point it at the screen, join our Kakao Talk chat,
Doing that right now.
and then, in addition to being able to chat with other fans of the show, we'll have exclusive updates throughout the week, every week. And then on every Saturday night, maybe we can get Nick to give
Gotcha.
a real final joke of the week.
So wait, I have to do a joke on Saturdays now too?
Well, I'm not saying it's guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed. Don't sign me up for stuff.
Well, nothing's guaranteed.
But still, don't sign me up for stuff. Giving me
Well,
too
that's
much
okay, Nick.
obligation here. What the hell is this?
Well, that's okay, Nick. But
I don't think it's okay.
I'm telling you that this is a big announcement, and I am looking forward to chatting with all of the fans of the show. And now, guess what?
Joining right now.
Guess what? It is time for our first break of the show, Nick.
Oh, good. I need a
And the
break. Thank you.
graphics department did a great job on this one too. Yep. What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Thank you for listening to Funniest Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
You know, I could really use some of those cookies right now, Nick.
Those do. Yeah. Yeah.
Nick, you should take classes.
Yeah,
actually.
and now I have notifications on my computer during the
That's what you
show. I
get.
don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but
I think it's probably neutral.
well, yeah, probably neutral. But I did say that there would be some surprises tonight, didn't I, Nick? So
Yeah, you did. Well, I think one of the surprises was the Cacao group being ready. I mean, I knew it was coming. I didn't know it was tonight though.
well, I would say this is sort of an unplanned live announcement.
Just like the one we just had.
Yeah, why not? So now I will say it's time for, it says the link is broken.
The link
Well,
for what?
The Cacao chat.
It just
group.
worked. It worked for me.
Worked.
It worked
Well,
for me.
Oh no, the struggle is real, Lisa. Here, hold on. I know how
Of
to
course,
fix
John,
this.
you as the announcer would be the one having struggles to get it set
Oh,
up.
well, no. All,
So
all I
you-
can say,
This struggle sounds very real.
all I can say is that I know I can. Oh, you know what? I can't do this right now because I had to do it.
Unbelievable.
I know I had to do it from the here. Okay, so to the viewers, I'm putting it in the YouTube chat.
What are you putting?
The direct link to join the group
Oh.
because there's
Well,
there.
wait. What? I mean, so the QR. You're saying the QR scan doesn't work, or
Well,
I
no,
don't-
it does, but if it for some reason won't work, then you can just click on the link.
Oh. So far, only you are having trouble with it.
Well, no,
Everybody
I
else
wasn't
figured it
having
out.
trouble.
I'm not having any trouble with it.
I know. It sounds like John
But
only.
No, not me. It was Lisa. Lisa
Oh.
is listening, and
Oh,
but that's okay.
Is that
So-
Lisa that I know?
Yes, it is. And
Hi,
actually,
Lisa.
like Lisa is coming to visit Michigan in like a week and a half or so. So that
oh,
that
this is
will be-
Lisa. Okay. I know who you mean.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And so now it's time for you. And you didn't know about this, but every week we
Is
celebrate
that does that say Snickers on
some
the
holiday. And so to celebrate National Chocolate Milk Day, I have Snickers chocolate milk.
So what?
Oh, that sounds really sweet.
What is in there? Is there peanuts and stuff in there?
Yeah.
That
No
sounds
idea, but-
horrible.
Why? Peanuts are great. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
are you
not-
allergic?
If I'm no.
Let's
But if I'm
see,
drinking
so-
chocolate milk, I don't want little particles in there.
Well,
Well, I think it's a peanut juice. I mean, there are peanut
Wait,
juice.
yeah, that's true. Wait, John, are there little particles in there?
no, but
Okay.
so what I will say is this: there is a real reason why I got the Snickers chocolate milk and not another type of chocolate milk. And it's because when I was at the store, and I've been trying to be fairly health conscious these days, right?
I don't think that milk qualifies.
Well, but it does because one bottle of the Snickers chocolate low fat milk has only 250 calories in it. And
That's a
then,
lot.
but
That's a
I looked
lot.
at this, the same size 14-ounce bottle of like non-low fat chocolate milk, like full flavored chocolate milk, non-Snickers flavor, and it was 360 calories.
Because this one is low fat, but there's still a lot of sugar in there.
Yeah, but all I can say, I don't think that there's too much sugar in here because
Well, then how is the calories getting accounted? They're
Well,
not just coming from nothing.
Are they
but I
lying?
will say though, I'm going to say this, that the Snickers brand has 14 grams of protein in it.
Oh, okay.
and-
All right, that's good.
And
That's okay.
2 grams of fiber.
How much
And-
how much in sugar though?
Well, it says
See, you're putting Un to sleep.
19 grams added sugar.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Is it? I don't know. I mean, if you're trying to be health conscious, I think you should have. I mean, okay, a little bit here and there. I'm sure you're not drinking one of those every day. So,
Well,
one for the
no,
show
it's
is probably
National
okay.
Chocolate Milk Day. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, one today for the show. No, it's no problem. But
Yeah.
if you start drinking like 7, 8 of those a week, then I think we probably have a
Well,
little
I
bit of
mean,
an issue.
well,
Especially if you're
I-
trying to be a little more health
I don't
conscious.
really like milk too much anyway.
Oh, so I shouldn't worry about you drinking too many of those.
No, because if I want
noticing-
if I want my dairy, I'm going to get cheese.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I've been
Yeah, that-
noticing John usually has a collection of beverages that he likes.
He does. Yeah,
Well,
he does.
yes, I
There's
have.
never just one.
Kills
No.
them in classes sometimes.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Oh, what I will say though is I came prepared for National Chocolate Milk Day, and so I brought my Pepero to dip in the chocolate milk if I needed to,
Oh, okay.
and
all
I
right.
brought my Margaret cookies to dip in the milk,
Aw,
and I
Market
brought my
cookies are actually really good.
I brought my
Oh, a
Crunky
crunky bar to put in there. All right. John, you say you're being health conscious, but you're drinking this really, really sugary candy bar drink, and then you have all this junk food with you also.
Yes, but I will say that I'm now on probably close to my 2-week mark of eating 2 bananas a day.
So actually, bananas are not that great for you either. Truth be told,
But
they're not bad for you, but in terms of like the ratio of nutritional value to sugar content, it's
Right.
actually one of the worst.
but
fruits
that's
for
actually
you.
not why I'm eating the bananas.
I'm not telling you to stop.
So I'm eating the bananas because I was having I'm still trying to get this heartburn to go completely away.
Oh, the potassium.
And also I was getting some leg cramps from being at my desk all day, even though I'm standing a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, but
I'm
it's just
still
the fact
getting
that
leg
you're
cramp.
sedentary. I mean, it doesn't. It's this. I mean, it's better to be standing than sitting. But if you're just again in a
Yes,
stationary position
and
for an extended
so-
period,
Rachel says it's for science, and I agree with that.
what's for science?
Like all these snacks.
So what? So you can like have a heart attack because you're eating too much garbage?
Yeah,
That doesn't sound very science forward. That sounds
well, that's okay. So
That's for his brain. His brain probably needs sugar.
So now
to
it is-
operate.
so now
Strong point there.
we have trivia every show. So tonight's trivia is
Is it
about
chocolate
the-
milk?
Well,
Theme?
no, Nick.
Oh, never mind. I'm
it's
try-
Korean language trivia.
Oh, I wanted to be chocolate milk.
Well,
I'm
because
dropping
I
off.
wanted something that would be easy for Un.
John, I'm
Thank
dropping.
you. Thank you.
I'm dropping off.
well,
Nick,
Nick-
don't go away.
well, Nick. Okay,
Um,
to be fair to you, then I'll ask you chocolate milk questions.
Well, why don't you ask me the language questions? Because regardless
Have
of the
you
topic,
taken Korean before?
no,
Not to
I
rub
mean,
it.
no. I mean, I've had people like try to
You
teach me a couple
should.
words
Well,
here and there.
You
but-
should.
Yeah, you
Let me
really
convince
should,
you.
Nick.
You should. It's a different.
Don't
it's-
pressure me, guys. All right, this is
Well,
see. It should.
that's okay.
You're creating the environment that you intend not to create.
Oh, well, that's what you say, Nick. but this is a very
So
welcoming.
that whole first segment was a lie.
no, this is a welcoming environment. Just
I don't feel very
it's
welcome. I
just-
feel very pressured.
no, it's just we're welcoming harassment of you, Nick. I mean that's so we are very welcoming.
You realize, John, that the fact that these are recorded, I could go to the authorities and say that I'm being harassed
Well,
by you.
you
and
know
there's
what? Like
you admitting to it right now.
in early 2000s horror film, I played an FBI agent, and you saw the show, right?
I
Nick?
did. I did. It,
Is that-
FBI
is that
agent
real?
here. Let me
it
check.
was very real.
your
It was.
pulse. He's dead.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we're talking
I'm the
like
authorities
Oscar-winning
right here, Nick.
performance. I think you got snubbed that year.
I think so too. Like by the Oscars, by the Emmys, by the
Everything.
Grammys,
Yeah, all of it.
by the VMAs.
Every single one.
Yep, by the Tonys.
I mean, I don't think you're eligible for all of these, but
Well-
nonetheless,
Well, then
snubbed.
that's discriminatory if I'm ineligible for an
Well,
award I want to get.
Yeah, but certain ones, John, there's a criteria that has to be met, and I don't know if that production met the criteria for all of those.
Well, I think it did. I mean, but that's okay. So, yeah, I have your first question here. So, true or false? Verbs always come last in Korean sentences.
True.
Oh yeah, so that 500 points. So that's excellent.
Hey, John, am I starting off with 0 tonight, or do I have a
Oh,
deficit?
you can start out with 0 because
Oh,
I don't
thank
think
you.
that you'll get this first one, Nick.
See, now he
So-
admits that this is so rigged.
Well, I don't think that it's rigged.
John, for the new listeners, can you go through what the prize is for the winner?
Oh yes,
trivia?
I absolutely will. So now I really think that the listeners who are joining us a little bit late tonight will really enjoy this one. And now
Well, no, John, you already showed the tattoos.
no, wait, I said this was full of surprises tonight, Nick. So
Well, I was meaning the prize for the trivia winner between the two
Yeah.
of us.
all
Oh,
right,
what
here
is
it
this?
is. I
What is that?
well, I don't actually know
Wow.
myself.
Purple monkey.
Yeah, and so like
Wow.
I
Is it a pillow? Is it confirmed?
I have no
Oh.
idea
It
because
looks like a
I-
shoulder puppet.
I literally I should have taken a video of this, but at Ciro's restaurant at like it's at 12 and John R, like over in Madison Heights, I think, yeah, or it's on the border of Madison Heights, that area. I always go to the claw machine in the front by the door.
Oh.
And I've been battling the machine for years now. And tonight I won. And I'm going to
John,
say
how
this is
much
the prize.
how much
tonight.
do you think you spent on that claw machine?
Oh
over
well,
the years?
tonight I got it in the second try. So
And I'm just saying cumulatively over all of the times that you've attempted, how much do you think you've invested in that purple monkey?
well, you know what? I will say
Like
that
$1,200, $1,300?
no, but this is actually my I'm a big fan of so this is
that a
actually my
Mimohan?
most this is my most prized claw machine possession of all time. So
So,
Yes.
John, the purple monkey is the prize for what?
for the listeners tonight,
No, what about the prize for trivia? What's that? Is that
Yes.
the usual?
well, yes, but also something very special.
Oh,
Yep. So
I
don't
wouldn't take a good look because you're going to be winning this.
yeah. So
In
Nick,
7 months
you
of the
never
show,
know.
but this
I
is-
do know. In 7 months of the show, I have lost miserably every week.
So this is something that I will say that I will give another shout out to this company that I went to the Funky Ferndale Art Fair yesterday, Nick.
Okay.
And so this is a hand designed
Wow.
Designed-
Detroit.
What is it?
design of Detroit.
What actually is it though? Is it a
Well,
postcard or?
It's a card, but it will. That is the prize. A nice hand design card of Detroit.
So are you gonna like sign it and write a message before sending it to someone?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, John, is the typical trivia prize though still in play tonight?
Oh yes.
Well, can you explain what that is for both
Well,
Un and the
yeah,
audience?
So I will say that every week since when did this start, Nick? Like March,
February.
February? Yeah, since February.
No,
no.
don't, John. This has not been the prize since the beginning.
Yeah,
This-
that's what I
this
mean. I
started
don't remember when
maybe-
the prize started.
This was maybe like a couple months in.
I don't know. Yeah, so sometime along the lines here, we have made the prize be drinks with me and Nick at the conference in Denver next year. Now, should
So
I
basically,
announce?
you have to fly yourself to Denver. Well, you don't have to fly, but you have to get yourself to Denver next summer. So whatever that
But-
cost is,
but I
to
did
collect
say,
a complimentary drink.
I did say though that like I would allow the drinks to be in other cities too, Nick.
Whoa, you didn't say that.
Well,
When was
He's
that?
just making it ADA compliant. That's all.
Oh, that's part of the surprise.
well, but we'll announce the other surprise for Denver later on, Nick.
Oh boy, John, I don't know if I can handle any more surprises. Can you just spread the wealth? This is too much.
John, I will see you. I will see you in New York along the line before.
Oh yes, well that's fine with.
I'll take you to
With
the
me.
small shop, Korean restaurant shop that even Koreans here are like, it's super small, but it's really great.
Oh.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Francia, I'm okay because
You're not
I-
vegan, are you?
well, no, I'm not. But like I went
He's
to
definitely not.
Francia and it was not my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel duped because they said they had meatballs and they weren't.
Oh, was that the vegetarian place that you went?
Yeah, the vegan place.
Yeah, I saw footage of you, John, trying to eat the vegan chicken, and it did not
Yes.
seem like it went very well.
Oh yes, Rachel, you are right. We do have a big drink budget.
How big is this budget, John? I mean, if we're paying the production crew a lot to do what I think is a
Oh,
pretty
well,
lackluster job.
You know what we are. You know what? Before we get to your trivia question, Nick, I guess I can announce this. So, listeners, I would say that I would recommend getting your QR code scanner out again because
Oh boy. There's another
oh
one?
boy
Oh,
is right, Nick.
John, I don't know if I'm upset, more upset or more happy that you didn't consult me about any of these surprises.
Well,
tonight.
yeah, but
I think some of both.
I can't say that you didn't know about this, Nick, because that's not
That's true. I don't know what it is yet, so I'll reserve my comment.
But you did know about this, but you didn't know that I made this graphic by
You haven't showed it yet. I don't know if I know about this.
yeah, but here
Again, I'm reserving my judgment until you show whatever it is.
All right, so here it is. So this is how we're going to raise money for our drink budget, Nick. So
Oh, yes.
our new store is open, and so you can get the show
Yes.
mug.
John,
you
show
get-
the mug. John, please. The mug.
Yes,
Where's yours?
my mug is here, and so I have my mug, and you can get the
I do too.
show stickers on the store, and because of Rachel, by the end of the month there will be fanny packs.
And John, I think it's also a good time to promote that we need more followership on Instagram, so then we can hopefully one day expand the merchandise shop to there.
Yes, and that is true. But there will be fanny packs and t-shirts coming sometime in October.
Excellent.
Yep. So isn't this great, Nick?
Yes, yes. Thank you,
So-
Rachel, for the excellent suggestion on the fanny pack.
Yes, we need fanny packs. Actually, I could have used a fanny pack a couple of weeks ago.
Don't you usually carry one though?
No, because I went to a concert where only fanny packs were allowed.
Oh, well, you'll have one soon enough, and you'll have it covered.
What can I say? But
All
you
right.
know,
Can I
Nick,
get a question now for one? I mean,
but-
it's been
but-
forever.
but I will say, okay, yes, and then I will say that I was going to show you a little bit of Korean culture here tonight, Nick, because
Okay.
I did go to a concert again this past weekend by a Korean artist.
Yes, yes, I did see that.
So, but
Where was that?
it was at De-Electricity
Like where though? Like where in downtown was the concert though?
in Midtown
Was it outside?
by the Wayne State Welcome Center.
Outdoors?
Yes, all of the
Okay.
events were outdoors and very safe.
Okay.
So now here is your question,
Oh boy.
Nick. Are you
Nick,
ready?
get it.
Doubtful. But thank you. I
So-
appreciate your encouragement.
Yep, this is a pretty easy one, Nick. I absolutely
If I had $1 for every time he says that, I would have, I don't know, about $800 at least.
yeah, but you
Isn't
know
that
what?
all math professors though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so you know what? That's okay. So
All right. What's this question here? What's this absurdity?
so this I did not know this, but this is the most famous tongue twister in Korea to remember. And do you happen to know what I'm
I
talking about?
think so. Is it 간장 공장 공장장 장공장장?
Yes.
That
So
stuff?
then Nick, what does that mean? Translate it into English.
간장 공장 공장장은 장 공장장이고 장 공장장 장. I can't even do this well. 간장 공장 공장장은 장 공장장이고 장 공장장.
Don't hurt. Don't injure yourself. We don't have the insurance for that.
Jong Kong Jong Jong Ego Chong Jong Kong Jong Kong Jong Jong Un Kong
장
Kong
공장장이다.
Jong Jong E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worst one.
What does that mean in English, Nick?
It must be a rough translation of the Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers that flows into how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Not even close. It means the factory manager of the soy sauce factory is factory manager Chang, and the factory manager of the soybean paste factory is factory manager Kang.
Let's do that again. 간장 공장 공장장은 강 공장장이고 된장 공장 공장장은 공 공장장이다. They used to make us
That's
do
good
it
effort.
in kindergarten.
Oh.
It's lovely.
Yep. So Nick, you weren't even close.
All right. What's my deduction for that?
Minus 10,000, Nick.
Okay. Well, this sounds like an insurmountable deficit.
Well, that's okay. I will say
Nick,
though
you should
that
bring the trivia question next time. How's that?
No, because it's John's job to be the trivia master. I don't want to take that role away.
So,
I have my designated job as the victim.
now,
We all play our parts.
I am going to say though that I would like to. I would
Oh,
like
boy,
to.
the struggle is
No,
real.
no. I just wanted everyone to see this short clip from the concert I saw this weekend.
Oh, okay.
I think that people will enjoy this, because I've been showing my concert going.
Who was the
for
artist?
last-
John, who was the artist again?
So it is Ju Won Park.
John.
is that a local Detroit?
Yeah, so he's
Oh.
also a professor at Wayne State.
Oh,
So, and he's, I think, like the orchestra director also, I think. So,
so John,
he-
was it just coincidence that he was performing over the weekend at the event?
well, I in a sense because
Well, because like the electricity doesn't have necessarily a particular like Asian or Korean
right, no,
theme.
but there were at least like 2 Korean artists
Oh,
participating this year.
oh, that's great.
So the other one was some really strange, like puppet, like theater shadow. Like it was so weird. I left after 10 seconds.
Oh my God.
I wasn't quite sure what was going on. Like
Because you didn't stay long enough to find out.
but it lasted the whole time. It was like a whole 6 hours because it was walk, like you could see the show, or you could walk and be a part of it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I mean. Like you had as full of a look as I did when I saw it, but that's okay.
Oh,
So
all right.
here is a little clip from the show, though. So I think that this was a very good show. So here it is.
I think you sent me this clip on Saturday, but let's show it again. Oh wow. What's with all the computer monitors?
Well, that's
Are
the
they making the sound?
computer monitors before,
John, the feed is really choppy.
but I don't know, but I like why it's lagging, but that's okay. But I think you get the idea. It was about a 10-minute show like that. And so he actually has all of those computers like they're networked together, and then he had 4 of I know at least a couple of them were his graduate students that he works with at the university, as far as I tell. And so they were back there on the machines, making the computers make certain sounds at certain times, and it was phenomenal.
Okay.
And so I think that the lights were there just for added effect.
Okay. That sounds like I'm
Yeah.
a little disappointed that I missed it. I
Yeah,
had other obligations
think
on Saturday night.
This was a phenomenal event, and it was also my first time having chicken on a stick.
Really?
Oh, takochi.
Yeah, like I really like.
Was
I was
that
a
was
little
that
bit disappointed.
Korean or you could have 2 iterations essentially? I think. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was really just like 5 chicken tenders, like on a stick.
Where
oh, is
there
it like chicken screw?
Yeah, yes.
sounds like it was more of an American bastardization.
Well, but
Sounds like it.
that's okay.
John,
think.
did they have tornado potatoes though?
Well, I will say that I
Or potato
have no
tornadoes?
idea.
I'm not sure which order it goes.
So
Tornado potatoes.
Tornado
Nori
potato.
감자.
Okay.
now this is now
Did they have
let's-
those, John?
what?
Did they have those though?
Which ones?
Tornado
The
potatoes?
Oh no! They barely had anything.
Oh,
Swirly potatoes.
I
But
love those things.
I will
I think
say
it's
this
the
is now
visual of it.
sudden death trivia.
Oh,
So anyone could win now.
okay.
So now I don't know how much TV you watch, but Nick, I don't know how much TV you watch either.
Not a
but
lot.
I will say that this is the question. So, what American TV show does the Korean word for Swiss Army knife come from?
Swiss Army knife. Is that
Which American show?
Yeah, which American TV show does the the
is that the old one about Korean War?
no it is I think that
Do you
here,
know the answer, Nick? I
No.
don't-
I'll make a guess.
now listeners, if you're listening and you happen to know the name of the TV show, put it in the chat and you win the prize tonight. All
Okay,
right,
I'll hold off then. Let me
so,
hold off in case my
Boone,
wild
I
guess
sent
is
you
right.
a message.
Yes,
So-
yes, MacGyver.
Is it really?
See, on that.
I was
that's
gonna
right.
say that.
Nick, you didn't say it fast enough. So
Well,
minus
because I was
10
trying to give the
points,
audience a
and-
chance to answer. it.
And well, you're too kind-hearted. It was MacGyver.
I was really gonna say that.
My mother's generation, my father's generation. Love them.
You know, they tried to do a
MacGyver.
remake of that.
There
MacGyver.
was one,
I
but you
imagine
know
it wasn't
what?
very good.
Like I'm like the modern day MacGyver.
Are you?
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I really am. Like I like
Yeah.
MacGyver always come
He's
prepared. So
really
he would come
crafty.
prepared with soju and with chocolate milk and his crunky bar and even some xylitol, right? I mean, like just in case.
Is that the
and-
Korean xylitol?
It is.
Indeed.
and you know, like
Seriously,
but
though, John,
okay.
you have more Korean stuff than I do.
All
Oh.
right, John, I will give you the credit that yes, you do come prepared always. You have all the bases covered, but I have to contest the fact that it seems like more often than not, you find yourself in more problems than you're solving. So like MacGyver, one of the marquees of MacGyver is yes, he always showed up prepared, but he was able to solve
But-
problems and get himself out of situations. I feel like you just get yourself into more.
But all I can say, Nick, is that MacGyver had an entire production crew, and I don't have that.
Oh, so you admit that there is no production crew at all, despite the fact that you've been charading that, oh, well, the production crew is off for Labor Day. The production crew is off for Chuseok.
No, I just don't have as good of one as MacGyver has.
Oh, so there is one. It's just
Yes,
subpar.
but subpar.
Oh, all right.
Now,
Well, maybe you should hire a better one.
well, maybe we can, but
So open
Or-
applications. Do you hear that, listeners? Open applications. Please
Yes.
send a resume
I think
and a
that
statement of purpose.
that they will the production crew will get a little bit better. Who knows?
I hope so. It can only go up from here.
But I will say that I want to share one last reminder because you'll like this one, Nick.
Okay, and congratulations on a
Yes.
triumphant victory. That was
Yes,
Excellent.
congratulations. But
excellent win.
say though, this is the reminder, right?
Ah, yes.
To help us pick our Halloween costumes. So if you haven't given us a suggestion already, then you know
You
what
should
you
do
do.
something Korean. Look up Korean monsters.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Look up
But
Korean monsters.
will say
I
this.
had a suggestion. I had someone make a suggestion to me about what I should do, and I
You-
kind
you
of
know
like that
what you
idea,
do?
but I'm not going to divulge.
you tell us in the Cacao Talk chat.
Yeah,
See,
you
that-
please utilize that
yeah,
chat
use
room.
that. Talk about what you think we should have as our Halloween costumes. Talk about how bad Nick's Korean is, and
It's non-existent. I don't think there's enough
well,
of
that's
it to
why I
be bad.
think that you should take classes.
Let's not push him.
John, you're turning. The more you pressure me, the more you're turning me off to this because I just
Well-
feel that there's going to be a.
Nick, just
Pressure
sending
from
you
someone
love
like
right
you.
there.
Unbelievable,
Thank you.
Nick.
I'm glad you are. John's not.
All I can say is Nick is fighting.
Yeah, because you're cornering me.
Well,
No, it's
all I
not,
can,
but-
I'm the one who should be like, I go. because I'm the one in distress right now because your
You?
Korean is so bad.
It's not bad because I'm not using it. I don't know enough for it to be bad.
Nick, you'll be great. Don't worry.
Yes.
Give it a try though. It's,
Yes,
it's
and-
like a tip.
Well, then John needs to be a little more welcoming.
Well, what I will say is I'm willing to help you in your studies if you take the classes, Nick.
Based on what I've seen from you, John, I don't know if I want you to be
Oh,
my-
he actually reads very well.
See, it is true.
So it's just the speaking part that he doesn't do very well.
Well, he's getting there. Let's not. He's getting there.
I'm
that's
not
the point.
100% yet.
I don't know. I
You
mean,
remember your French class?
I listened to a whole bunch of it in the car ride
French
to and from
class,
Chicago
French class,
last month, and it didn't sound
French
great.
class. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. I haven't used any of that in like half my life ago.
Well, actually, I speak few languages other than Korean and English, and it's the learning curve. It's there. It just varies among age, you know. But my student right now who works for a journal like newspaper company, she's actually writing about language acquisition, and
Oh.
she actually spoke to one of linguists down the road, and she said the language curve ultimately is the same, like the language acquisition curve is ultimately the same, except for the sequence and the time. So
Okay.
he's getting there. And Nick, you should get it started.
All right. Stop pressuring me, guys. This is
Well-
not how you attract new students.
Well, that's okay. So thank you for being on the show again. And I will say to everyone again, like that, I have thoroughly enjoyed my Korean language classes and all the friends I've met, and in the adoptee only classes have been like very much needed for me, especially since my first experience taking a class in person was at Ewha University in person in Korea, and most of the people in the class were Chinese and Japanese fans of BTS. And so I will say that, you know, like this is a far cry from that first experience. But Nick, before the closing, and I will say that the production team did a great job on closing music also, but
Okay.
it is time for your final joke of the week, Nick.
Oh, okay. Well, again, Un, thank you for coming on. For those listening, please check out the Korean Cultural Center of New York. It's
Culture
a
Center of New York. This is the website is kccny.org.
Yes, and do you
oh
want
okay,
to
yes, please plug the
give
website.
do you want to give the Instagram name?
Yes. Actually, I should have come prepared. Hold
No,
on.
you're fine.
Oh,
It's-
well, I only know to say this because I know the confusion.
Yeah, there has been confusion going on, but and I'm trying to resolve that through changing the handle. And actually, I
Oh,
should be more familiar with the handle myself. Recently, we changed our handle to, and by no means we wanted to confuse people, but actually, even what I think our part of the deal was our organization started using the acronym before them, the Cultural Center of New York's, and I think there was a confusion with that. But the website that's the Instagram handle.
I don't think
And
I don't think
Oh,
the
yeah, so
viewers can see
It's
it.
at
in the chat.
Korean CC _NYC.
John, do you
That's
want
the
to put that in
Instagram.
the
Yes. I'll
YouTube
put that
chat,
in
maybe?
the YouTube
Thank you
chat,
so much.
and you know where else it's going, everyone, in the Cacao Talk.
Ah,
chat.
yes, that's our. We have to remember
So-
that we have that as a resource now.
Yeah, so
That's also
now,
this is the website.
yeah, so
Professor.
so it's in the Cacao Talk chat and the website. So if you want resources from the show and exclusive content throughout the week, check us out there and on our Instagram at Funny Podcast Detroit. So, and we have more surprises every week.
Every week, yeah.
Nick, continue, please. The ending clause.
Ah,
so-
yes, John.
Sorry
we-
about that.
You missed the lead in. No, it's fine.
Oh, that's okay. So, Nick, now it's time for your final joke of the week.
Even though it's Monday.
Yes, even though it's Monday.
What a cliche. Okay, so John Un, since we're inside of 90 days to Christmas, I have a Christmas themed joke. What do you do at Christmas, or what do you make at Christmas if you have a bunch of $100 bills?
Christmas tree.
You're kind of on the right track, but not really.
Well, Nick, I'm sure that this is
Uh-oh.
my guess is it would be
John, you're pausing.
I had what?
Your connection was poor for a moment. You were
Oh,
cutting
no.
in and out.
The strawberry.
Oh, John, it's not
John.
good. John, your internet stinks. He's frozen.
I'm not frozen. Are you kidding me?
Oh, good. Okay, you seem to be back.
But all all I can say is this can't be a good joke, Nick. So just tell us the damage now.
Oh, wow. Really, you're really putting this one down. All right, John. So at Christmas, if you have a whole bunch of $100 bills, you make Aretha Franklin's.
Well, you know what, Nick? You should have a little respect.
For what? What are you meaning? What? John, we're starting to
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
approach the holiday season. We're not quite there yet, but it's coming up, and you know our
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
well, and also John, our podcast handle is Funny Podcast Detroit, and Aretha Franklin is.
Oh, well, speaking of Detroit, Nick, here we go. Have a great week, everyone.
Okay. Wow.
Is
what a
that
shot.
Detroit? I have
It
never
is.
been to Detroit.
It is. That's the waterfront.
I
in
should go to
Detroit,
meet
You've
you.
been
across the
listening to
river
Funniest Part of
from
My
Windsor,
Name.
Ontario.
Please visit www.johnoaks.com for resources and recordings from past episodes.
Wow, look at the lights.
And don't forget to join us back here next Monday for an all-new episode.
I wish the Ren Center had some light action though.
Oh, yeah. Isn't this a nice view of the city, Nick?
Yeah. Too
It
bad
really
you didn't.
is.
Too bad you didn't film this yourself.
Well, you never know.